I'd like to welcome you guys to the second ever Pokemon Throwback Thursday, where every Thursday morning I'll post a video covering everything vintage. The big auction sales, stuff that's going up, stuff that's going down. And I'll always make sure that I have stuff for every price range because I know some of this vintage stuff can get absolutely crazy expensive. But before we get started, we got to thank today's video sponsor, and that is loosepacks.com. This is another brand new sponsor that I personally reached out to because I absolutely love their site and I love their social media. Definitely follow them on Instagram at loosepacks. I mean, they show some of the rarest Pokemon cards and sealed products on the planet. Nobody can really compete with them when it comes to sealed Pokemon products. You know, they got stuff for sale for all price ranges too. And look at that, a Neo Genesis first edition booster box. They got blisters and tins, you know, from Jungle, Fossil, Skyridge. We got triple blisters and we got regular packs. And you also get free shipping with the discount code PokeBeard anywhere in the US. So definitely check them out. The link is in the description. But all right, let's get to it. Starting off, we are going to take a little look at the evolutions from Jungle. All right, we got Vaporeon. So, I mean, look at that. Used to be so cheap. $100 in a PSA 10. All the way up to $1,150. Down to $399. Up to $1,077. Back down to $500. Back up to $930 in May 2024. And now it's like $440. So we're going to hop over and check the first edition holo. So same thing, you know, PSA 10 was a couple $100 up to $3,840. And now it is level at about $1,799 in a PSA 10 as of June 2024 for the first edition. So, I mean, 3 times as expensive as the Unlimited. All right, we got to check the Jolteon and Flareon. And please let me know down below, which is your favorite art of the 3? Not really Pokemon, but just the art of the actual Jungle cards. Same thing, PSA 10, 144, all the way up to 2,850 in December 2nd of 2022, you know, during the boom. All the way down to $675 in a PSA 10. We're going to check the first edition Jolteon now. Love the Jolteon card, but if I had to say my favorite, it's Vaporeon. I'm a pretty big fan of Vaporeon. All time, PSA 10, 328, so a little more expensive. You know, we got some sales there for 200. All the way up to 3,250, down to 2,100, up to 3,200. And now it's about $2,500 in a PSA 10 for a first edition Jolteon holo card. Super crazy. But now we got to check the big boy, the Vaporeon. I would say he is the most popular out of all of them. Let's see what we got here. Got to check that all time. We're on PokeData right now. I love how far back we can go. But yeah, PSA 10, super cheap, all the way up to $5,250 during the boom. Kind of crazy. Now let's check that first edition Vaporeon. Very curious to see what he is at. PSA 10, you know, was $500 all the way up to $14,700 in October of 2020. Wow. Down to $7,900, up to $8,700, and now leveling out about $4,000 as of, you know, June 20th, 2024. Just absolutely crazy. That's why it blows my mind when people say, oh, nobody cares about vintage. Nobody cares about vintage. I mean, the first edition Vaporeon's $4,000. That's a good amount of money. All right, next we are going to check out XY Generations. I absolutely love this set. I think it has some of the best exclusive art, especially for evolutions. So we're going to check out the evolutions today. The full art Flareon. I think these are some of the most underrated Pokemon cards. This card used to be so cheap. Look at that, PSA 10, $30, $70, $300, $450, $500, and right now it is $675. Not the easiest card to grade, but it's nice to see, you know, the card be worth that much in a PSA 10. Because raw, it's really not worth that much, you know, probably $20 to $50 depending on condition. Let's just take a little peek here, see if we can find a near mint. Here's a lightly played for 34, lightly played for 21. So if you guys are an Evolution fan and you guys do not have these cards, I strongly recommend you picking these up because they are some of the best Evolution cards we've ever gotten. Tough to find a near mint raw copy. Near mint right here, $39.99, and a PSA 9 sold for $73. So not terrible. Let's check the Sylveon EX with the little Eevee biting her tail. Check that all time. PSA 10 like $80 up to 350, 400, 450, and right now it's about $300 in a PSA 10. And for raw, let's see what we can get it for. It's 24. PSA 9 sold for $65. Here's a near mint sold for $15. Isn't that crazy? $15 near mint. And then even the Pikachu's beautiful. We'll take a little peek at the Pikachu. And I know this set isn't that old, but we are including everything X and Y in Throwback Thursday. And like I always say too, if you guys do see anything moving up or down in the market, please let me know. It helps out so much. What is Pikachu going for right now? $311 in a PSA 10. And raw for near mint, looks like someone got one for $15. Again, I think that's one of the more beautiful Pikachu cards we've gotten. The Sylveon EX is absolutely beautiful. In 2020, the PSA 10 was 57. In 2021, up to 220, down to 104, and now it's the highest right now, $255 in a PSA 10. People are finally starting to realize how beautiful these cards are, and they're not super easy to grade either. And the Flareon, this is one of my wife's favorite cards. Got to check that all-time high. PokeData here. And let's see here, PSA 10. Wow, so cheap. You know, $30-something, $40-something, $100 in 2020, up to $189, up to $226, down a little bit. Right now, PSA 10 is $151. I don't think that's terrible, honestly. But yeah, I love these cards. And honestly, so affordable. Pretty easy to complete the set, no joke. It'd be tough in a PSA 10, obviously, but very, very doable to complete the set in raw. Lightly played 15, very lightly played near mint for 15. Couple of near mints for 10, 4. Wow, so cheap. All right, next on the list, we got the first edition Umbreon Holo. So this was the original Moonbreon, you know, for English, and it just blows my mind comparing this card to the actual, you know, Moonbreon from Evolving Skies. Let's take a little peek here. So in 2020 in August, it was $3,000, up to $12,000 during the boom, down to $5,000, $4,000, and right now it is level at $5,500 in a PSA 10. So, you know, hasn't really gone up a ton, even with the Moonbreon hype. I mean, it got up a little bit from $4,600 to, you know, $6,000, $5,500. But still nothing super crazy. PSA 9, $1,350. I have this card raw. It's definitely probably a little more lightly played to moderately played. If you want to be picky, you know, it's got a super clean front, but the back definitely has some whitening. Let's see here, raw, just says 356, raw, 456. Super crazy. You know, it doesn't even say near mint or anything. But yeah, that PSA 9, $1,300. I just wanted to take a little peek of the OG Moonbreon and, you know, see the prices. And this card is ridiculously hard to grade also. And the population is no joke. There's only 98 in a PSA 10, and there's 526 in a 9. But all right, next on the list, since we got a new Dragon set announced also, you know, I really feel like they could easily drop the ball on this Dragon set. I feel like we have a ton of not very good Dragon Pokemon that they could use. Hopefully they're smart, you know, and they give it to Rayquaza and, you know, Dragonite and all that. But I mean, even this set right here, Dragon Ball, it's just a super small little set. The most expensive card is Kyurem here at raw, $59, which is actually a lot more value than I thought. I actually enjoy this set just for a few cards. You guys already know I have multiple of these Dratinis. I have a bunch of these Dragonairs. I have like 10 of these Dragonairs, and I have like 5 of these Dragonites. And this Dratini, I got a few of them too. So I like it for that, but otherwise the set itself isn't that great. But again, if you are a Dragon fan, it's not very hard to complete, you know? And it looks nice in a binder, like it's got a good flow. You know, I just don't collect the little trainer cards. It just makes it look really nice in the binder. And we'll check another Dragon set, Dragons Exalted. One of my favorite Mew cards of all time. I don't know if a lot of people know about this Mew card, But no joke, I had it and lightly played. I had it for a couple years, ended up selling it. Still miss it to this day. I mean, the Ho-Oh's beautiful. This is some of the best full arts, I mean, we've ever gotten. But even for this set, you know, just because it's called Dragons Exalted, doesn't feel super, you know, dragon heavy, even though, you know, we got some dragons and stuff. But yeah, I just thought I'd show these off. I know a lot of people like literally never talk about these sets or even know about these sets. But I really, really love these full arts. The Rayquaza is beautiful. The Mew is beautiful. The Ho-Oh is beautiful. I'd put this Mew EX full art up against any other Mew card. It's crazy. All right, next. Now, this is my favorite Japanese Pokemon cards to collect. Someone just asked me about this in my last What If Wednesday, so I thought I'd bring it to Throwback Thursday. Now, no joke, if you guys didn't know, none of these cards were printed for English. So these are all exclusive to Japanese. That's why I love them so much. Like this Karen's Umbreon. You know, I'm probably going to get some hate for this, but I like this card more than the Umbreon. Like, without a doubt. If you put this card in front of me, men's compared to the Umbreon, I'm taking Karen's Umbreon every time. It's so beautiful. I mean, just imagine if that art was extended and that was like a special illustration rare. Oh, man, the card would be so expensive. But so many awesome exclusive arts. Lance's Charizard, Rocket's Suicune. You guys already know I got a few of those. Jasmine's Steelix, Rocket's Entei, Rocket's Tyranitar. I mean, such cool art. I got some of these Lance's Dragonites. I do not have this set complete. I am working on it. I have quite a few of these Claire's Dragonites. I love the Bruno's Hitmonlee. I mean, such cool, like you can just tell hand-drawn arts. Such a cool set. We'll check some of these prices here, the more expensive popular cards. I know there's still a lot of Charizard fans out there that might not even know about this card. And if you are a Charizard fan, you need this card. This card is, I'm telling you, top tier. So it was $1,100 in 2020, up to $15,000, all the way up to $2,800 in 2023. So that's the Umbreon hype right there. And now coming down right now to $1,600 and coming back up a little bit to $1,949. So almost back to $2,000 in a PSA 10. Population 687. You know, it's Japanese cards. The quality is honestly very nice. I got a big lot of these. And these were literally in a big box, like the big white box, and the cards were still in absolute beautiful condition. So not super, super hard to get it in a 10. Let's check another one. Let's check this Rocket's Tyranitar. I know we got a lot of T-Tar fans out there. So 2019 was $199, back up to $434, $500, $550 in 2022, all the way down to $194 in 2024. That's honestly pretty crazy. If you had this whole set complete in a PSA 10, wow. That would be an absolute crazy set. But yeah, one of my all-time favorite sets. So if you guys do have a bunch of these cards in really, really good condition, please hit me up. I would definitely pick some up. We're going to check some 3-pack blisters. Nothing super, super old. 2016, 2015, 2014. Just kind of seeing what these, you know, mid-range triple blisters are getting. I mean, breakthrough 3-pack. With a pretty solid promo. I don't hate that promo. Really is not that expensive. $48. Last sold $45, $46, $46, $54. I mean, I'd probably buy that for the mid-40s. I love Breakthrough. I think people are absolutely crazy. I know they printed it for a good amount, but still, nothing compared to what we're getting now. I mean, Ancient Origins is $159. Roaring Skies, $114. Primal Clash, another set too I feel like people kind of sleep on. So I sold 71 with the Ditto promo, 98, 99, 52, 84. So prices are all over the place, of course. I do like that Ditto promo. And the Evolutions 3-pack, that sold 114, 81, 109, 82. And then too, I mean, Steam Siege, one of the worst sets of all time, which I actually love their secret rares. I actually just bought a couple of them. Let's see here. It was 30 up to 43. So actually going up a little bit right now, but yeah, someone did get one for $30. But for a Steam Siege to be $46 and Breakthrough to be $48, what's going on here? All right, next on the list are some of the oldest Elite Trainer boxes in Pokemon history. We got Phantom Forces. So beautiful. This has the Mega Gengar on the box. We got a new sale, $2,699. But I mean, if you look before, we got a sale here at $3,900, but that was no joke a year ago. You know, came down to $2,300 and now back up to $2,700. Love this ETB. Honestly, I feel like these are cheap compared to what they should be. These are some of the first Elite Trainer boxes in Pokemon history, like the first 3. And for them to be, you know, only a couple grand when booster boxes are worth crazy amounts is just crazy. And I know it sounds wild for me to say, you know, of ETB and a couple grand is a little undervalued. It's just, I love the history of stuff. So I love, you know, the first ever stuff like that. And next we got Furious Fist. Same thing. You know, we got a sale in 2022 for $2,500. And then it was a little over a grand for the longest time in 2023. And we got a new sale here at $1,899. But I love that they're starting to go back up again because, like I said, the history, man, this is just Elite Trainer box history. If you are obsessed with Elite Trainer boxes, these are, you know, the grails. So, and these are a few boxes that I would absolutely love to get. All right, next, we're going to check Breakthrough Booster Box. You guys already know how much I love Breakthrough. We're going to check this all-time history here. It's just been all over the place. Let's see, the high was probably $690 before in 2023. That sold $532. And the reason I'm putting this on here, I love Breakthrough, and I've been saying for a while how undervalued it is, and we finally got a big sale. Someone bought one for $827. Now, to be honest, I've been saying this for a while, that this should easily be a $1,000 booster box. I was a little upset with myself that I didn't get one, because I do feel like now it is going to slowly climb to about $1,000. But it was just a little out of my budget for what I was doing at the moment. You know, we just had a baby, got a house and all that. So, you know, I got to prioritize. But yeah, I love the set. Very, very happy to see that it is moving up. All right, next on the list, Roaring Skies. You know, same thing. Beautiful booster box, beautiful ETB, all that. But I don't think the set is that great. But we did have a sale before at $673 was the high in April 2024. You know, went down to $570. But we got another sale here at $679, so it's going back up. Good to see. I really have a feeling all of the X and Y and a lot of the Sun and Moon boxes are going to start moving. And even these X and Y boxes I think are undervalued. So many Sun and Moon boxes are worth more than the X and Y boxes. All right, and then at the end of every single Throwback Thursday, we always check the last auctions. We're on PWCC this week. Last sold, someone got a 1999 complete base set Shadowless first edition in a PSA 9 for $60,000. Absolutely wild. That'd be so nice to have. Let's see here. We got a base set unlimited Charizard for $12,000. Just the regular unlimited one. It's crazy. I mean, that is worth more than a PSA 8 first edition holo Charizard. It's just wild to me. Next, we got a base set Shadowless first edition Blastoise CGC 10, the regular 10, sold for $8,700. And we got a Shadowless Charizard PSA 9, sold for $7,800. We got a Skyridge Charizard CGC 10, sold for $75. There's that Umbreon I was just talking about, PSA 10, sold for $55.20. We got a first edition Fossil Dragonite PSA 10, sold for $6,900. We got a Pokemon World Championships Promo Champion Tropical Beach, PSA 9, PSA population 1 of 3, just one graded higher at 5,880. We got the Raikou here, PSA 10 from Neo Revelation, sold for $4,920. I have that card and I actually have it in a PSA 10. Next, we got the Zapdos. This is the number 30, so this is the non-holo, but it is the first edition PSA 10, sold for $4,200. Wow. Skyridge Reverse Holo Crystal Charizard sold for $32.40 PSA 10. We got a Flareon Gold Star PSA 10 sold for $2,760. And just so you guys know, all these sales were on June 30th of 2024. So just last week. And we got a Shadowless Venusaur PSA 10 sold for $3,120. And just so you guys know, these are all sold on June 30th, 2024. So just last week, we got a Shadowless Venusaur PSA 10 sold for $3,120. We got a Blastoise Unlimited PSA 10 sold for $2,400. We got a Gyarados Shadowless 10 sold for $1,950. We got a Sun and Moon Latios and Latios PSA 10 sold for $2,000. So that's actually down a little bit. I mean, we were getting sales there at $2,300-$2,400. So that is definitely down, you know, $300-$400. We got a Gold Star Charizard. Love this Charizard. BGS 8 sold for $1,830. My boy Hitmonchan, like to see him getting some love. Shadowless PSA 10 sold for $1,710. First edition Hallelujah BGS 9 sold for $1,680. Another BGS Gold Star Charizard 7 sold for $1,650. Shadowless Charizard PSA 8 sold for $1,620. Gold Star Trico PSA 9 sold for $1,560. First edition Shadowless Chansey sold for $1,470 in a PSA 9. The card is super hard to grade. First edition Shining Gyarados from Neo Revelation PSA 9 sold for $1,380. Any other crazy sales? There's a Golem Skyridge Crystal for $1,350 in a PSA 10. That's not terrible. Shadowless Poliwrath in a PSA 10. Poliwrath is actually one of my favorite Pokemon in base set. Love that card. We got an Umbreon here. VMAX sold for $1,290. Even a Victory Bell. Gem Mint 10. First edition Jungle. $1,320. Not bad. All right, I'm going to scroll through to see if I see any other crazy sales. Another Moonbreon for $1,230. Another one for $1,200. Let's see here. The Evolutions Hollow Charizard in a PSA 10. Very hard to get. Sold for $1,140. Pinsir sold for $1,150 in a PSA 10 first edition. But yeah, I can literally look through these prices all day long. But yeah, that was today's Pokemon Throwback Thursday. And I did want to mention, if you guys are a fan and if you guys do appreciate this content, please can you guys go check out my Instagram and give me a follow there. I'm really going to start putting some effort in there. But right now, you know, I'm showing off my collection. When I see a new card, I post it there right away. And it's super easy to just contact me, you know, message me directly on Instagram. It's just so much easier. On YouTube, you know, everything just gets lost and there's so many comments and everything. So please definitely check that out. You can also, you know, leave me a like, leave me a comment too. I comment back to every single person, and make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. You can also check out my membership. It's only 99 cents a month. You know, I made that as cheap as possible. Also show exclusive content there. And my eBay store, 100% positive feedback with over 20,000 cards sold. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you want to watch my last What If Wednesday, where if you guys do have any investing or collecting questions, please always check out my last What If Wednesday and drop it there for a chance to be featured in the video. But yeah, click this video right here if you want to watch that. And otherwise, we'll see you next time.